Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make a BiFold journal card. I saw this on Roxy Creations, and she got this idea from someone else. I thought it looked pretty cool, so we're going to give it a whirl today. We like doing these different journal cards, so this will fit right in. So, hope you enjoy my video. If you do, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So, we're starting out with a piece of, this is just a printable. And it's made to be like the double page, where you can just fold it and you have it on both sides. Really think this is cute. I made a couple other ones, so at the end I'll show them to you. So, you just want it to fit your journal page. So, you know, whatever page or however big your journal is, you want it to fit that. So this is my faux journal page, and I have a border around it. So when you get all done and you get ready to put it in, you can glue it numerous ways. You can glue these three sides and have a top pocket, or you can glue these three sides and have a side pocket. You can have it on, you know, either side of your journal. It doesn't matter. You can have it on either side. I just always go for this side. If I do this side, then I plan it for that. So, but it's going to open like this. This is not going to be barren here. We're going to fix this. So, single-sided paper will work good. I mean, you can use double-sided if you want. We're going to collage this page. So, it's up to you, whatever you want to use. So we'll set that aside. And so this one here is opened up. Let me see, 10 1/4 by 8. Well, no, it's not 8, 7. I'd say about 7 3/4. So, and then you just, whatever you use, then you fold it in half, so you have half. Then on this side here, like I say, we're going to collage this, but we're going to have another piece of paper, and that's going to be our journal paper. So you can go ahead and cut it to the length beforehand, or you can glue it on and then cut your length. Let me see. So I want to put this under here so I don't get glue all over my table. And all I'm going to do is run my glue around this, and then I'll put my paper on it. So I'm just going, and you want to run it just a little bit past this fold. I almost forgot to say that. So go past your fold just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a long ways. Now, of course, on her video, she decorated it up more than what I'm going to do. You can finish them however you please. Decorate them a little, decorate them a lot. I guess I don't always go for the over decorating, but that's just me. Let me put my lid on this so it doesn't overflow. Then I'm just going to line it up down here at the bottom. And I'll just smooth it out. Hopefully I don't get glue. The other day when I was making these, I had glue all over everything. My glue was smushing out the bottom and I wasn't paying attention to it. So this is another fun project. I think all these, as we do just a little bit more, because they're different, they're fun. And with Fabri-Tac, you can just kind of bubble it up and pull it off of there. And Fabri-Tac won't make your paper wrinkle. And then I just turn it over and kind of flatten on the back too, just to get all of the ridges, or flatten the glue out more. Okay. Now we can put this aside for a minute. So I want to find my fold and fold it over. Well, first, it's easier to do it this way. Then you know how to match up your edges out here. And just try to even them up. And then just burnish them down flat. Then you have this edge over here to match this edge too. Let's fold this back just a little bit. Wherever you want it in the center of the page, off to this side, a little tiny one over here, or if you don't want that flap, you can cut it off. Now if you want a really long fold out, you would have to add more paper to this flap, unless you had a really long piece of paper. But these are just the standard 8.5 by 11. Now we can fold these over, find our edge, and even it up. I fully intended on doing this Friday. I don't think I did a video on Thursday either. Thursday was just a very, very busy day. I didn't have time to do anything Thursday. Friday, I was going to do it Friday, and then, well, Thursday kind of turned into Friday, and so, you know, there's times where you just have to take care of your everyday situations, but it's all good. I always have other videos that you can go watch if you're interested. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over this way. I can trim them both together. That'll be fine. And then we're just, now you could always fold that little tiny bit if you started at the top and went to the bottom. You could always fold it up and make a little pocket out of it, but I don't think I would want to make a pocket out of it. I think it would kind of interfere with the fold out, but it might not. I don't know. Okay, so we have this now. We'll just try to even this up a little bit better. Now what I like to do is round my outside corners. Let me see, did I do that on this one? I'm not sure. I don't think. Maybe I didn't on this one, but I rounded these corners. And I'll show you this one afterwards. Yes, I did. I rounded these corners and these and the outside. Okay, let's do that. Now, if you don't want them rounded, you don't have to round them. It's completely up to you. Doesn't matter how anybody makes it, you can do it your own way. We'll turn it around and do this one. And we'll do this one. And I didn't get that one in all the way. There we go. I love this corner rounder. Okay, let's turn this around now. Fold that back down. Now we're going to do our collaging over here. And I'm going to start at the top. Now I already tore these and inked around them. Now you don't want to go over this fold. So when you put it down through here, I have my straight edge going down along this side. So I'm going to put this one on first. I'm not the greatest when it comes to collaging, but I thought this was really fun. Okay. So you can cut your pieces or you can tear them. You can, whoops, you can do it however you want. And you don't have to ink around the edges. I just thought it made it stand out a little more. Now if you go over the top or the bottom, you can always trim it off, but you don't want to go over this edge because it'll make your fold too thick. And just make sure it folds. So then we'll make sure these go like they're supposed to. So how's everyone doing, and how's everyone been doing the last few days? Like I say, mine was really busy. But where we live, we had trick-or-treating on Saturday. So we had a little party at my daughter's house, and we went trick-or-treating with the kids, walked with them, and it was a lot of fun. We all like to dress up, and we don't let them go by themselves, so we always like to dress up when we walk with them. Now wait a minute. I have this backwards. Goes this way. That's why I thought I was falling short there. That's better. I better put this under the edge. And this, I'm going to put all the way across there. So these papers are just all leftovers from other projects. I have a small drawer and a little plastic bag, and I keep them in there. So then I can just go through them, grab out what I want. Makes it kind of handy. And I'm going to put this one over here. This one I thought kind of stood out like a sore thumb, but it's the piece I come across to put in that spot, so It'll be just fine. I think I wanted that to go down a little bit, but that's okay. Then this piece I'm going to put here, and it can go right up over that. So have you guys been working on anything special? I didn't even have time to think about it. And then when it come time for us to set our clocks back, well, that was the day that we set the clocks back. And being a very, very busy day, and then yesterday we did a few things around here and some other stuff, and yesterday was very long. It was like the weekend caught up with us and everybody was just ready to sit down, prop our feet up, and take a nap. And then these last two pieces. So now if you have a lot of scraps that you want to use up, you know, besides having to have your cover piece, meaning if you have a big enough scrap piece, you could do your cover out of it. You have to use something for your inside for journaling on. Then you can use all of your scraps for doing this. But I think this would make a good mass make. And then use your scraps. Use your scraps for in here. I think that would work well. And I'm just going to go along, trim my edges. I love the little owls on this paper. And these were just, the papers that I used for these were just free printables, so you just have to search. Make sure they're kind of even back here. And then I'm going to just ink around the outside a little bit. And everybody knows how to ink. So I knew you didn't want to watch me ink. So all I did was ink around the outside, front and back, And on the inside, I just inked around the outside edges. I didn't ink this. Now you can, and whenever I've made these as fold-outs before for like journal papers, I would ink these. But I decided on this one, I really didn't want to. So, that's all I inked on it. Excuse me 1 second. Okay. Today is kind of catch up on laundry day and all that other good stuff, so I just had to hop off for a minute. Now on our little pull-out here, we're going to put a tab, and I already have these inked around, and these were just from scraps, so I'm going to put it about in the center. Now if you like it at the top, you can do the top, the bottom, the center, and if you don't want a tab, you don't have to put one on. So then when you open it up, you can pull it out this way. You can do all of your writing. If you want lines in here, you can add lines. And then you just fold this back and you have journaling over here. And then it folds down. So that's our journaling space. Then we're going to have a couple pockets. I'm going to put a pocket in here. Now if your papers that you use on here are light enough, you could do a little bit of writing on them. Or if you wanted another piece of paper in the center of this for journaling, you could just add that in there. I already put my lace on the pockets. You can decorate your pockets however you want. I didn't put anything on the lace because I thought later on, you know, something else could be added to it. However you would want to match to your project. And this pocket here, we're going to put on the back. And aren't these mushrooms and that just gorgeous? I love this. And the way these lines are here, you can write on this. It's like a little book plate there if you wanted to write something in there. And I made the pocket short enough so it wouldn't completely cover up my mushrooms. Covers this up. Thought about putting a side pocket, but I didn't want to do that. And if you don't want the pockets, you don't necessarily have to add them. It just gives you extra space for some tags. So you have journaling on your tags also. And I left a border around them. So let me see. Up here on the top, well, no, before I do the top, I have lace by my spine. I wanted to put something on here, and I think this is just a gold lace. I think it's really pretty and it goes good with the colors. So that's what I'm going to put on here. So I'm going to glue that on first. Then I'll add my little phrase to the front, and I'm using Fabri-Tac to put this on with. And like I say, you can do your decorations however you want. And later on, if you wanted to add something to the lace, you could always add something to the lace. Now something that I really just don't do on my video is mention my coffee shop or coffee shop. But for a while, well, I sold a couple things off of there. So then it was just blank again. There was nothing on it. But here not too long back, I listed some stuff on there. So if anyone's interested, they could go on there and look. The link is below. A lot of this stuff that I'm making lately, I'm doing like bundles or sets. So I'm starting to get more stuff listed on there. So if you'd like to have a look, just hop on there and have a look. I've had this stuff sitting for so long that I've made, and so I decided maybe it was time that I start listing them. So that's what I'm doing. This says, "You are my happiness," and the two little owls sitting down here, they're each other's happiness. So I thought that was fitting. I thought it was cute. So that was just a little bit longer, so that's why I wanted to put my lace on first. Okay, then to hold this shut, I'm going to put another tab on, and I'm going to put it around in the center. And I only want it to just barely go over. So when I figure where I want it at, then I'm just going to put a little glue just down along this edge and across. Stick that down. Make sure I don't glue my little journal card shut. Then I'm just going to come across here and I'm going to put Velcro on it. And I have Velcro here somewhere. So I'm putting the fluffy part of the Velcro on here and the rough part on here. Took me quite a long time to figure out. Maybe I wasn't doing it right all the time. So I just want to get it in the center. And then we'll just fold it over and let that stick there for a minute. And see if we can pull it up. Yes, we can, and then we can just open it up. So on top of here, just to make this a little fancier, there's pinks in this background, so I thought I would put this little flower with the pink, the little pink, it's like the little pearl. So I thought I'd put that on there just to give it a little something. And I just used one of them flower punches to punch that out. I've seen a flower punch on Amazon that I want to get. You can make really pretty flowers, paper flowers. Okay, so let's open that back up. And while that flour is drying, we're going to put our, let me put my lid on my, let me cap up my glues here. And then I have my tags made. These were, let me see how they laid out. Not sure how they laid out. It was all from one piece of paper. And I just kind of folded it. Well, I don't know how it went. Anyway, it's from one piece of paper. That went like that. And I'm not sure how the rest of it went. But anyway, it was from one piece of paper, because there ain't no other birdie there. But anyway, I folded it in fourths, and I just cut them. So it was one of them that had just designs all over it. So this was 4 inches by, I'd say 4 inches. So that's all I did. I just folded it in half and folded it in half again, cut it and made my tags. So we have journal space on the back of this. I used this same paper for the back of these. Doesn't look the same. I must have used a different color paper on this. Maybe I grabbed the wrong paper on this. On my other ones, I used the same background as this for the back of my tags. Now these are the same size, so when I put these in, I just leave the back one up just a little bit so I can see the tab. And the tabs are just like this tab here. It's just leftovers. We'll take that off of there, and we'll fold this over, and we'll put these in here. Let's go up this way. And that way. And there we go. So you can journal on this part. Open it up. Take out your tags, do some journaling. Fold this out, do some journaling. I still have a piece of that plastic on there. And then that just folds back. Now you could use whatever you wanted as your closure, and then we have our back here. Now I think when I did these cards, I think this one's upside down. So now I know how it went. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it, this card is upside down because it went like this. So we don't mind, because the designs go every which way, but that's how it was. That's how it all fit. So there you go. So then I'll show you the other ones that I made. And I made my pockets just a little tiny bit bigger than my cards. So the pocket is 4 5/8 by about 2 3/8. Now I made these all, the other ones that I'm going to show you, I made them all the same size because it was just so easy to figure out. I didn't have to do any guessing about what size to make the other pockets. So I made this one. I just put a gem on here. And this lace, Adventure Awaits You. I thought this was just cute. Looks like a little elf hat. And then over here we have these two tags. See, now I used this same color here. The pockets were just out of a different scrap. And then this folds out and it folds over. All of these tabs match. And that just folds over and we have our pocket on the back. Now you can journal on here. We have them tags. So the tags and the pockets and these are all the same size. Then I have this one. This one's the first one that I made. This one has a piece of this yellow paper. Has a piece on here because when I folded this one over, the center of it was off. This was just a free printable. So the center was off and I wanted to cover it up. So I put a piece of the yellow paper on it to cover it up. Then I put a piece of lace over it just to make it look better. So this says Learn to Fly. I just kind of colored in the bee with my colored pencils. And I added, this was a sticker. This was a leaf sticker. So I just trimmed around it, put it on there. These were from a paper that, or a project that I did here a while back, and it's, the paper's just weird because of the notes go at an angle, so it makes it look like it's not even, but it is. Then I collaged there. These are my tags for here, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of them go every which way. So, and then I used my yellow on the back. So this one opens for journaling. These tags are all, or these tabs are all from just scraps. So this closes and we turn it over and we have a couple more journal tags, and this is the background. So we have journaling space there. So them are our BiFold journal cards. What do you think? I think it's another pretty cool idea for a journal card. It gives you lots of space for writing. So that's my video for today. And I hope you all come back to see me for my next one. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd like to invite you to subscribe. And everyone have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.